Okay. So another way to think about what I'm doing and what I'm offering is because you have people like John Vervaeke and other people who have studied the flow state, and they go, the flow state happens when you're at the edge of your ability. And what was the other thing? I don't know. Doing something that's fun. So you have to be at the edge of your ability. It has to be just right beyond your ability. And if you're not pushing yourself just right beyond your ability, you can't access the flow state. And I'm like, bitch, please. Like, watch. I never left. Right, you thought I was gonna bust into rhyme right there, but because I'm white, when I'm in the flow state, if I'm honest, that's not there. And so everybody's going for the flow state. Look, I can do it right here, right here. Look at that. It's the flow state. It's the flow state, right? It can be goofy, but like if you're looking for the enjoyment of being, the final solution, as it were, it's no, like do not couple the flow state with like maximal challenge outside the ability. Like, no, what are you doing? It's madness. It's like sitting up there and watching, like, and then everything he says and thinks, and people like this, every single thing they think is inverted. It's entirely inverted. Like, entirely inverted. And then there's people like, it's radical dishonesty to not, it's hard. People are being, a lot of John Vervaeke's friends don't treat him like he's insane, right? And people like that, like they're insane. Like they'll get up there and do lectures and talks on the flow state and sit there and correlate it with pushing oneself just right outside, just go a little bit, right? Oh, don't bother with the symbolism of that. And heaven forbid if that was a systemic pattern in all of the thinking, right? This everywhere is this, I'm going to avoid the truth, right? Like if you press into the flow state, yeah, right? Like this is kind of a, oh yeah, you wouldn't focus in on this like as a type of contradiction, but, right? That's why I am the most dangerous rapper, whether you like it or not. These are my flows. That's where my mind goes. I'm driving to work thinking about hoes. Right? So, it's just right there, right? It's right there. That's where you act to be an interesting person. That's where you are a person. And so what people call mindfulness is also synonymous with a deep allowing of certain truths about reality, right? Like mindfulness entails dogma because reality is a particular way. And so reality, like when you stop pressing it away from you, the facts reveal themselves. People think when they stop pressing things away from them that the facts will dissolve, right? Like if you engage in a mindfulness practice, you'll be free of all beliefs and all illusion and all whatever. Like, no, actually, if you engage in a mindfulness practice, this symphony of reality comes in, and it has a structure to it. There's a real thing there. There's some hard dogma. There's some hard truths about reality, because rocks are real, right? So when you see people struggle with particular truths, it's a systemic struggle. And so if you're like right? This is like a philosophical rap battle. I just flow stated a polemic against an intellectual rival who's into adversarial processing, right? What was it? So like, riddle me this, Batman. Have you renounced? Do you renounce flow state independent of activity? Or at least to say that's not flow state, right? Maybe you do that activity to notice you're in flow state. Here, I'll compromise. So you're doing something at maximal activity to notice that you're in flow. No, it's ridiculous. That type of reasoning is ridiculous. It's like, that's toxic thought. In my humble opinion, I'm like the result of what happens if you give a homeless person a job and a phone. Is this performance art? And does everybody who does performance art know what they're doing? Do they know? Are they really? That's why we worship them as actors. Like, they know exactly how to flex and control that thing that makes life interesting, right? Imagine being able to intentionally make life interesting. Just like, whoa, dude, people used to do that. Like, yogis would come over to America and get cult followings. There used to be leaders. There's no more real cults anymore because everyone's just virtually. Everyone's virtually, and then nobody's actually moving around or doing anything. So all the spiritual forces and the influences that used to organize human direction and growth and community and all like that, the internet, since it's connecting everything, nothing needs to move anymore. Nothing needs to physically interact anymore, so it stopped moving. So like, that's actually a type of breath and a type of chi, and so the internet paralyzes it. Whoa. Yeah, man, connecting in this way actually separates humanity as a whole from the voice and the movements of God, sort of, so to speak, you know? Being like, oh, when that person plays guitar, I need to go over there. I need to go to the concert over there and listen to the music so all the bodies move around because they need to go over there. Oh, that wise person, that guru is over there. I need to go over there. That I need to go over there moves the bodies around. Oh, that person, that place has a bunch of wealth. I need to go over there. Oh, there's that teacher teaching that thing. I need to go over there. Right? That I need to go over there. All the bodies moving around. That's the influence of the gods and the spiritual forces and all that. The, planets and stuff. The desire of I need to go over there. That's all the desire is, right? It's human bodies on earth and I need to go over there. So now people hear the signal, I need to go over there, and they just play things on repeat and don't go anywhere. And so this effectively halts the formation of any good cults. We haven't had any good cults since Twitter. Right? Because these things paralyze those big movements, those big cultural movements. Potentially insanely amplifies. You could get it to amplify or whatever, but for the most part, it satiates. Like, it amplifies. What do people come together for anymore these days? Protest? So it can amplify protest, but in terms of people like moving around, like minds moving around, learning from each other and organizing together, a lot of that is the degree to which it's done virtually is the degree to which it's not done at all. Right? Imagine the life that you would live, doing podcasts, and you go over there, right? It's a totally different experience to go over there into that space and have that conversation on the beach or whatever. You went over there. It's actually meaningful to where it's like, oh, basement. You listen to what's going on over there, right? There's a difference between listening to what's going on over there and going over there. Listening, the only reason you listen is to find places that you want to go. You're just listening to go over there. Over there. There's only one desire. The only desire is to go over there. Okay, back to flow state. Oh God. All right, get behind the ambulance. Pretty much that whole time I wasn't being mindful, but I am now. The way they used to make oracles is that they would just throw people in it. Like the oracles, they would just stuff the people full of drugs and like throw them into reality and kind of see what they did for a while, and then they would be like, oh, that's what reality is actually doing, because everyone's like, oh, the flow state is over like there's no greater and appropriate action in the moment than to just, right? And so when it's like conversationally important, you definitely don't want flow state to be associated with like, I have to be like running as far as possible, or like doing cartwheels at the edge of my imagination, or spitting rhymes. I got that mind turning on dimes. No, some white people can rap. Some of the best rappers are white. White's not even a category. They could all be Scandinavian. What a terrible category. What does that actually even differentiate? Right? There's like what, Nordic people, Saharan, Middle Eastern, African, South African transplants, South African natives, Nigerians, Egyptians, Eastern Europeans, Slavs. Like, these all make sense. But like this whole white, black, they're not even useful categories to be racist towards. Like, if you see things in terms of black people and white people, you're not sufficiently racist. Like, those aren't the races, you know? Like, at least get down to the races so that so even if you like hate people, if you're operating at least down to the race level, there's actually something there to like learn about, and like to make up the jokes and the insults and the hating and all that. You actually have to know the people's race. It's like the only way to like know somebody. In a certain sense, it's flattering when people like know you and they see your race. You know, the things that you share with the people that you're related to, right? When people can see that, it's like they really see you. So like, actual racism is usually pretty funny and a form of flattery. But like, I guess the reason that the black and the white racism thing is because that's if you're identifying and seeing things in terms of black and white, you've been conquered and confused. And so there's probably a lot of anger and confusion there. Maybe that's why people think it's so bad. To where they go, oh, we're going to transcend even more. There's no white and black. There's no category. There's no difference, right? It's right. It's insane. It's like we're going to lump all the brownish people under black, and we're going to lump all the whitish people under white, and then try and operate in the world. Oh, that's not working well? Okay, let's just get rid of the categories altogether then. That'll help. Total freedom. Flow state through four-way stop. Flow state.